Studying emerging market has been very challenging, but we all know how critical that subject is. First, emerging market is probably one last remaining fast-growing market. Particularly in the consumer goods sector, over 40% of the global growth comes from just Asian emerging market alone. Right? So every multinational firms around the world are looking at these markets as sort of a new frontier for the next source of their revenue and profit. How much do we know? Very little. So there has been a lot of mistake made. The companies and scholars, we bring in all traditional knowledge and frameworks. Slowly we are realizing, and managers are realizing, hey, things are different. You cannot repeat the same thing. So there's a very urgent need for new knowledge, the proper knowledge based on proper understanding of this very complex market. In terms of specific researches, I'm looking at, again, two streams. One from the local company. What does it take to create sustained high-performing local companies? In emerging markets, those local companies still face a serious challenge, mainly due to the lack of managerial capability. So the second mainstream I'm looking at in terms of sort of a main research question for local companies, emerging market is how to globalize. Right? We know Chinese companies and other emerging market companies go global very aggressively. Do they gain out of that huge capital investment in international market? My answer is very negative. Looking at what are the fundamental operational challenges these emerging multinationals face as they go global. In the beginning, they struggle which country to go into. Once they identify a country, how to go into. Once they enter it, how to establish. And then once they set up there, how to grow there. And then how to link with headquarters, and so on. There are a series of areas that these emerging multinationals face very difficult challenges. The other side of my scholarly thinking has been on multinational companies in emerging markets. What do they have to do in emerging markets to have sustained high-performing operations? Many traditional multinationals still follow the old thinking without realizing what goes on in the local market that is changing very fast. In addition to this project, another stream of research I consider is very critical. I call socially responsive strategies. Right? Emerging markets are different from those Western markets for Western multinationals. When they come to China, India, Russia, they have to think differently. These markets should be more than just one more additional source of revenue and profit. They have to take more responsibility when they look at the struggling people, low-income people, struggling government operations, and so on. They have to take the leadership to help these people and these countries. That's why we are thinking of this new approach, socially responsible strategies. What should multinational firms do to be more responsive to these local needs so that they can have really a long-term co-evolving success with the growth of the local market?